Hiya, voice reveal? I don't know. I'll be talking in this speed paint instead, and I'm sorry if you guys sit through my crappy voice, and I'll be stuttering and I'm gonna read a bit fast because, yeah, I have a lot to say. I'll be posting these speed paints for a while since I'm working on a long animation project. More of a meme but extended a bit. Also, I'll be using paper to sketch this since my tablet doesn't really work quite well and the lines get glitchy when I use it. All that aside, this is my OC and his name is Mureek. Yeah, weird name, I know. Don't judge me. And I made him as an ancient being of some sort, and he doesn't really age. Though he can get killed, so he's not really a Mary Sue, so please don't say he's a Mary Sue. Anyways, in my world, everyone was born with powers, except him. So it's kind of like a disability or something. He was born in a village with his kind millions of years ago, so there were no cities or anything. It was just a forest, and as a kid, not many people liked him back then. And besides that, every single village has a chief back then, and turns out their chief was a really brutal one too, and a horrible person. But I didn't name that one village chief because I thought he was unimportant. But anyways, one day, disaster struck the village and there was a flood. Mureek was stuck and he couldn't get up. One of the villagers went back to save the kid since they couldn't stand a kid get killed like that. I mean, he's just a kid, cut him some slack. But sadly, the villager who saved Mureek died in the flood. Luckily, Mureek survived. After the flood, it was revealed that the person who saved Mureek was actually the chief's daughter, and she died. I didn't really name her either because I also thought she was unimportant. The chief, being as brutal as he was, attacked Mureek, and with that last bit of brutality, the chief yeeted Mureek off a cliff at the very end of the village. Jesus Christ, who does that? And it would be a miracle for one to survive a fall that high, especially being that young. He landed on a tree and that broke his fall before he landed on the ground, so that's good in a way, I suppose. When he landed and he tried to move to a safer place to avoid any monsters or creatures that tried to kill him, but suddenly a creature spotted him and came charging after this small bean. Mureek was terrified and he knew he wouldn't be able to survive after this attack, and he passed out before the monster even attacked. As the monster tried to sweep its claws at him, a white figure charged at Mureek and grabbed him before the monster even hit him. A while later, Mureek woke up and he found himself in a cave. The cave was filled with books and weapons. He found himself bandaged up and sitting on top of some moss bedding. Then he caught an eye of the white figure. Mureek stared at the white stranger, and it walked up to Mureek and introduced himself. His name was Gyre, and he asked if Mureek was okay after that. Gyre's tone was a bit harsh, though he was trying to be nice. Quick note, Gyre is actually one of my OCs, and he doesn't really have hands, but he has these green ghost things or some sort. I might draw him in the next speed paint or something because, yeah, I like drawing this guy. He's pretty fun to draw. Anyways, back to the story. Mureek stuttered as he introduced himself, and Gyre stared at him as if he knew something about him. Gyre later asked if Mureek had powers, and Mureek was shocked. I mean, they've only met for a split second or so, and Gyre already knew these things about him. As if Gyre saw the worry in his eyes, he comforted him with a smile. Then he offered him a chance to stay here and give him the ability to shapeshift. Mureek was stunned. He didn't expect himself to be treated so nicely, especially from someone he just met. Gyre gave him a mask. It was made of stone and it gives one the ability to shapeshift. Gyre taught Mureek to fight and to defend himself later on. To make things short, the two formed a close relationship together. Well, until something happened, which I might talk about in the coming videos or something. That's it. Thanks for watching the speed paint and I'll see you next time. Bye.